What's up, you guys? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about how I broke this lady's garage door. This video is really more going to be a course style video, so it's not going to be like super entertaining. However, if you guys are in the pressure washing business or you're looking to get into the pressure washing business, I would definitely watch this and take notes. I'll be honest with you guys, this video might get taken down to be put into the pressure washing business course. If you guys are interested in starting a pressure washing business or scaling the one that you already have, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. This is pretty much some good value, like what you guys would get in the course. So it's kind of a little bit of a taste. However, I made a big mistake on the last job that I made. I was basically rushing through it. So a customer had contacted me the day before I was going to do another job, which was just a concrete cleaning. I figured I can go ahead and fit her in on the same day, make some extra money. However, when I went and did the job, I did more of a rush job. I didn't practice any protocols, any best practices, and inevitably I did end up breaking her garage door. Luckily enough for me, it wasn't a big deal. It was a breaker that had popped. We popped it back in, garage door worked, but it was something that I had to go back to the job once the job was finished. It shouldn't happen, and there was some other precautions that I should have taken as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the footage. I'm going to tell you guys a few tips, tricks, things that I would do differently, and hopefully you guys can learn something from it. So guys, so let's go ahead and talk about quoting first. These are all the aspects that you should take into consideration when quoting a garage cleaning. So first things first, we want to upsell to move things out of the garage and then move them back in. Typically when you go to do a garage floor cleaning, they're going to have things in there. So we want to make some extra money doing so because we don't really want to move furniture. We're not furniture movers. So if we are having to move furniture, they are going to be paying for that. So in this case, I did waive my furniture moving fee because I wanted to squeeze this job into this day. And I'm going to get to that point later on. But be sure that you're upselling. Anytime you have to move furniture on a customer's property, there should be an upsell there. The second thing is paint spots and oil stains. We want to factor in the time that it's going to take to knock out the paint spots, as well as we want to upsell for any chemicals that we're going to have to use on the job. So in this circumstance, there was a few paint spots, which pretty much were taken into consideration on the pricing. However, there was a big oil stain in the center of the garage that the customer didn't mention to me until I arrived there. So one of the big questions that you can ask if you're quoting over the phone, is there furniture in the garage? If so, I'll have to charge a price to take it out, put it back in. Also, is there any big oil stains that you'd like to have removed? Is there any big paint spots that you'd like to have removed? If so, maybe the customer can send you over a picture of those. Obviously, we don't want to put too many steps in between the customer and them saying yes to whatever the quote is. So use your discretion on this. However, we do need to make sure that we're not showing up and the customer goes, oh yeah, there's a big oil stain in the middle of the garage floor. Can you go ahead and take care of that for me? After we've already set a price and there's already been a price that's been agreed upon. So factor in time on oil stains and paint cleanup, as well as upsell for chemicals. The last thing with regards to pricing is set expectations low. So with regard to the oil stain, I just let her know the oil stain's big. It's been there for a while. I will do my absolute best to get it out. We will treat it as many times as it takes. However, oil does not typically come 100% out of concrete. With the paint spots, you know, this paint has been here for a while. There's a ton of small spots. I'm going to do my best to get up all the big stuff. However, it's not going to come out perfect. So what we want to do is we want to under promise and over deliver. Typically, we will be able to get most of the oil stain out, and typically we'll be able to get most of the paint out. However, we just want to set the precedence up front that it's not going to be perfect, but we will do our best. Okay. So that's pretty much everything with regards to quoting that you guys need to be taken into consideration. So now let's kind of get into protecting ourselves from liabilities. First thing is going to be outlet protection. We're going to want to make sure that we tape over all the outlets in the garage. As I mentioned before, I did try to do this as a squeeze play. I've done some garages before. I cut off some of the price, especially for moving the furniture and stuff like that. So I was just trying to get this job done as quickly as possible so that way we can go hit the next one. That's not a good way to go about this. We want to make sure that we're taking all these precautions when we're doing these jobs. So outlet protection, tape over the outlets. The next thing Billy gave me this idea was Visqueen on the walls, at least halfway up. Now, I've done probably about 10, 20 garages. I've never Visqueen the walls. Sometimes there's going to get overspray on the walls. That's just kind of part of the deal. However, I would say to limit your liabilities, Visqueen the walls as well as tape it to the bottom of the baseboard so that way you're not getting water behind those baseboards. Like I said, you don't have to do this. However, we're trying to limit those liabilities. We don't want callbacks. We don't want people saying, hey, my paint's peeling, whatever the case may be. So if you can, Visqueen the walls halfway up and then protect those baseboards from water. The last thing is we want to put bags over the garage door sensors. Whenever she first called me, I figured I might have got some water in the sensors because I did not bag them. So that's another step that I skipped. Basically, I did not take any precautions with doing this. I was like, let me run in here, get it done, get out. But that's not the way to go about doing it. And that's kind of why I'm making this video. So to cover all of these things, obviously it's going to take time to put tape over all the outlets, visqueen the walls, and make sure the baseboards are protected, as well as putting some bags over those sensors. So we want to be sure that we charge a minimum to cover our time on this. We want to be sure that we've asked the customer those things within the quoting process. We want to make sure that we put these things into our quote so that way they know all the precautions that we're having to take on our end, kind of justify that price a little bit further. The last couple things I want to note to you guys is you're not going to make a ton of money doing this, but what you want to do is you want to use these jobs as add-ons to others that you have in the area. So in this case, I did this job quickly because I had another driveway that I was going to do. So use these jobs as add-ons, get good reviews from them, as well as use these jobs to leverage more services. So I didn't quote this lady in this particular case, but you could quote her on the house wash, the driveway wash, the roof wash. Use these as stepping stones to get in front of other people, as well as be sure that you were upselling. We could have easily upsold to stain this garage floor once we were done with it. It would have had a much better finish. So anyway, I just wanted to share those things with you guys. Like I said, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be up for. I might have to delete it because I might throw it in the course. It is a ton of value that we're bringing you guys on this one. This is some stuff that I typically would not share. So I know Aaron's probably going to get upset. But if you guys are interested in learning more about the pressure washing business, chemicals that can make you a ton of money, equipment that's going to make the jobs go by quicker, all that kind of stuff, check out the first link in the comment section description. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.